Council, you said that you were going to cut aid from South Africa. Will you plan to cut aid across other African nations, and why South
No,
Africa?
it's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We're making determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
And on the back,
Hello, my people. Today we are answering the question: is Africa still under the yoke of their colonial masters or their invaders? Those that invaded Africa in the past, are we still under their yoke? As the current event have exposed some few things about Africa, you know what the President of America, Donald Trump, said about South Africa. And the response that the President of South Africa responded, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. So I'm going to touch on a few things about those stuff that Donald Trump said and the response that we got from the President of South Africa. But before we go into that, let's talk about this foreign aid that the rich country or the Western countries used to give to Africa. And I always know that this foreign aid, it doesn't trickle down to the poor people in Africa. This is, in my own opinion, this is a bribe. They bribe our government official with this foreign aid, and this is money for them, because this money is for control. Anywhere they are giving this aid, any government that is receiving this aid in Africa is being controlled. That's what it means, because you see the threat that Donald Trump threatened to Africa, South Africa, that's gonna cut their aid that America gives them. Nobody even knows that they give something like that to South Africa. You know what I mean? This is this money or this aid they give is a way of control. That's what it is, because it threatens. Because this is the only way. This is the only thing he can do within his power to do, and it's all about finance. You know what I mean? And he threatened to cut it out. And so many of them that Africa is always giving. They say they're giving aid to Africa, but we don't see the effect. The poor masses in Africa doesn't see the effect of it, which is bribe in a way. They bribe our officials, and they dance their tune. The same thing this Trump did. Biden did the same thing. When some people make law in their own country, they try to intervene in that law. So the foreign aid, now we already know that this is control. Once you accept this foreign aid, they are controlling you. That's what it is. And I don't mind if they can cut off all this foreign trade, because it doesn't get to the masses. What's the point? It's bribe African politicians. That's what it is. So let me circle back to what Trump said, and what respond that this President of South Africa, Mr. Cyril, and the mainstream media praising him, that he fought back. His response was strong. You know what I mean? But for me, I don't think his response was strong, and I'm gonna tell you why. And let me come back to what Trump said. He said, that he's complaining about certain laws in South Africa that they are trying to implement, which he said is targeting some minority there, and he didn't even mention them by name. He knows why he didn't mention them. And somebody asked Mr. Trump, why do you talk about somebody's law, all this executive stuff you're signing in long time? No one talks about it in Africa. Nobody's questioning why are you doing that? And somebody's doing, if South Africa are doing something in their own democracy, why should you intervene in somebody's business? And if Trump should be sincere, saying he didn't mention anything about Russia-Ukrainian war, like why one of them is invading one another, their land, and trying to grab it. But now he's talking about South Africa. You know what I mean? This is hypocrisy. You know what I mean? I haven't had Trump condemn any of this war going on in Ukraine. That's one of them is grabbing the land of the other one. You know what I mean? But now he's talking about South Africa. Trying to intervene. So let me come back to what the president of South Africa said. He said, because if Trump says something about the law or how you guys are proposing a law or how you're implementing a law, I don't think somebody should even try to explain, because the president of South Africa was trying to explain, we are democracy, our country is democratic country, we have, we respect rule of laws, you know what I mean? But why should you explain to, who is Donald Trump that should explain your laws to them, or that start to explain yourself? This is what Trump wants. He wants you to respond, and you fall into that trap by responding. Such a statement, you would just ignore it completely. Take it like you don't even see this statement. That's how to deal with Trump. Don't respond to him, because that's what he wanted. He wanted to respond, so that at least his base will know that he's fighting for his people in everywhere in the world. And before, I can honestly say that America is the best country in the world in terms of giving out stuff to people, giving money or charitable work. I think they are. But that's notwithstanding, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't, the response that the media is praising is not good, because it's a strong response. You shouldn't respond. Just do you think Trump said stuff about Chinese law? The Chinese people will respond? They will not. They will ignore him. That's what the South African president would have done. Just ignore him. Except if he's interested in the foreign aid, the money that they're gonna cut off. You know what I mean? But who cares? Let him cut it off. He shouldn't respond to anyone, because if I made a statement about the law in South Africa, I don't think the man will respond. Just ignore the guy. He's going to be there for 4 years and that's it, This is his final mission. You're supposed to just ignore the guy, So the responding is not the best solution, And, I'm saying 100% convinced that Africa is still under the yoke of foreigners or the colonial masters. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.